Today, we're seeing what it looks like when somebody stands up to Donald Trump's attack on the rule of law. The U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Washington, who Trump fired 54 minutes after he took his oath, is now suing the president. Roger Rogoff claims his termination did not follow due process. This is the first lawsuit of its kind filed by a judge-appointed U.S. attorney challenging their removal. Rogoff joined the weeknight last week, just 2 days after he was fired, and this is what he said.
If I do proceed with the lawsuit, I make decisions because I'm in it and in it for the long haul. And so if it happens, you can expect that we're going to fight.
Now me being like, who was that? Elise, thank you, Elise.
Yeah, it was good having him on the show to sort of set. I mean, that was the question at that time, whether or not he would actually pursue litigation on the matter. And, he was very, I could tell there was something there. Here we are now. I think it's to your point, I think it's a very important signal to send that for someone like him in the position that he held for 54 minutes.
Which is insane.
Which is insane.
It's insane. I mean, it's crazy. You did ask a good question last week to him. You asked about the legal arguments he was exploring, and he kind of hedged. I didn't watch it live, but I did watch it after, and I got the verbate today.
Yes.
And he said, I don't want to get into the specific legal arguments that may come out and come forward, but I think it comes down to the Constitution requiring, along with the statute you all cited, advice and consent of the Senate. And look, I think this is an argument, frankly, that is bigger than Mr. Rogoff.
Yeah.
Remember, Maureen Comey, who was not a U.S. attorney, but she was
still has a suit.
Still has a suit.
Yep.
She served as Southern District of New York, so a different kind of U.S. attorney, if you will. And she's suing the government. So while there was a ruling from the Supreme Court, a decision that talked about some of these agency heads, they have not weighed in on this. So I think that this is a fight that's not over. And again, why does it matter? Because people are like, what can you do? What is going on? What's going to happen? These people are fighting. And you can't have an opportunity to win if you don't at least try to fight.
January 19th last year, I was talking to someone who ended up being in the Trump DOJ. And what they told me at the time, yes, voluntarily, what they told me at the time was that they were going to stretch the bounds of everything. And I said, well, what does that mean? And they said, we're going to try everything. And that has proven to be true. And who knows if Roger Rogoff is going to be successful, but the other side also has to try everything, right? Donald Trump has stretched the bounds of what it means to be a president, what executive power means. And the only way we get answers as to what a president can actually do is if someone stands up and says, you know what, actually, you can't fire.
But here's the interesting thing about that point, and it's an important piece not to gloss over, because stretching the bounds is important when it happens. What's equally important is how the judicial system responds to that stretching of the bounds. We do not have a Supreme Court in place that would respond in the stare decisis sort of traditional view.
They already gave him immunity.
They've already given him immunity. So they've already taken the stretched bounds and snapped it. And so what these lawsuits are doing is basically saying, we're going to try to snap this back because you may have dealt with an executive head. Now you've got to deal with something that touches on your court.
This is why who wins power actually matters. Okay, the people in power matter.